So how did you can you talk about that story, about how you got to, do that?
So 96, the World Cross Country Championships were in a place called Stellenbosch outside of Cape Town, and we got bussed out to this course, and it was out by a winery, and we had all these tents that were all set up, and they were for each country, and we just heard this singing and chanting, and everyone just sort of started running. And I remember there was like Khalid Scar, and there was Haile Gebrselassie, there was like all these people. Anyway, I ran over to see what the fuss was, and it was the great man himself, Nelson Mandela, with everyone around him. And it wasn't like there was security and everything. Just you could just touch him.
Wow.
Like he was just there. I was blown away.
Yeah.
That I could be that close to, as I said, one of the greatest and most inspirational people, the world's come to know. So we all went back, and again, we all started talking about the athletes, because this was my first senior World Cross Country Championship. And it just seemed to be that despite the fact that there was these legends of athletes, that Nelson Mandela was by far the best experience for all of us.
So what was he doing there? Do you know?
Yeah, so he was the leader of the country.
Yeah.
And so he was there as a major event to go in and take a look at, obviously, the operational side of things and how the event is. It would be no different than if we had, like, the Olympics and, our Prime Minister was there.
Yeah.
So as a leader of, obviously, South Africa, he was there to take a look at it. And the World Cross Country Championships are a major championship. Yeah. So, but again, I pinched myself that, he was that close and walked amongst us.
And no security, as you mentioned too.
Well, there was probably security, but it was very lax.
Yeah.
And like I said, just normally, they would have like people, from the military or the police, and there probably were undercover people, but it wasn't done with any alarm. It was just, as I said, him walking, and he had an entourage of people all singing, and it was absolutely fantastic.